Hi friends, I'm Diana. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be celebrating February's vegetable of the month, celery. Celery is a pretty easy plant to grow. It does prefer growing in cooler weather, so the spring or the fall, and it needs a lot of water to grow. It's a thirsty plant. So let's take a look at how the celery plant grows. We can imagine that this is our garden bed. Here there's some nice rich soil. Below the soil, the celery's roots are forming. Above the soil, the stem or stalk grows. And then at the very top are leaves. Do you know the part of the plant that we eat? That's right. It's the stem or the stalk. Celery is made up of 95% water, and it's full of vitamins and minerals. The fiber in celery can benefit the digestive system and cardiovascular system. I wanted to share this cool relative of celery called celeriac. When we eat celeriac, we're eating the large, round root of the plant. It can also be eaten cooked or raw. It has a taste like celery and some nutty and earthy flavors too. I love celery because it's crunchy and crisp and delicious, and it tastes great in all kinds of dishes. Today we're going to make a special recipe using celery as one of the key ingredients. First, we're going to prepare a mirepoix, and then we're going to add it to a Tuscan white bean and kale soup. Mirepoix is a traditional French aromatic flavor base made by lightly cooking onions and carrots and also celery. It can be used as a base for sautés, soups, or roasts. You can say it with me, mirepoix. It's French. Mirepoix, mirepoix. Okay, so first we're going to prepare the mirepoix. Our ingredients for the mirepoix are celery, carrots, onion. We have some butter, and today I'm going to use chicken broth. So I've washed and prepared all the vegetables, so they're all cleaned up and ready to go. Today we're going to be using a sharp kitchen knife to chop our veggies. So let's practice using some safe knife skills first. Remember, you want the sharp blade side of the knife pointing down. I'm going to hold the vegetable with my other hand. You can practice by making a C for celery. Hold the vegetable and then press the sharp blade side down into the celery. Chop. I like to make sure that the ridge side of the celery is pointed down so it can't wobble while you're chopping. And just make sure to watch your fingers. So we're going to go nice and slow and steady. We'll practice with the carrot now. Ooh, carrot is a little bit more challenging. You really have to press the knife blade into the carrot and make sure you're holding it very firm and still. Just take your time. So now that I have the onions, carrots, and celery chopped into about 1/2 inch pieces, we're ready to start preparing the mirepoix. Over the stove, I'm going to warm the butter until it starts to melt. And then we can add the veggies. Let's give it a little stir so the vegetables are coated with the butter. And we're going to let this cook until the veggies are tender. It's been about a minute and all of the butter has melted. You can see the onions and the celery are starting to turn a little bit translucent. So now we're ready to add the chicken broth, or you can use vegetable stock. And we need 4 cups of stock. So this is the mirepoix. It's the carrots and celery and onions sauteed lightly in butter, and then we added the chicken stock, and that's the beginning of our soup. So I turned up the heat and I'm bringing it to a boil. Now that the mirepoix is prepared, we can start getting together the ingredients for the Tuscan kale and white bean soup. Our ingredients are a potato, peeled and cubed, kale, we have a can of cannellini beans, and some thyme and rosemary for flavor. Okay, things are boiling, so I'm going to add the potatoes. Give it a little stir. And I'm going to let that simmer for a while. So now that we have a nice simmer going, we can add the herbs, the rosemary and the thyme. Ooh, that's gonna smell so nice. See, the potatoes and all the veggies are cooking. Then I'm going to add the cannellini beans. That's a hearty soup. And finally we'll add the kale. And we'll let that cook down for just a few more moments. The soup is almost done. So here's our finished Tuscan white bean and kale soup. We used celery, the vegetable of the month, to make the mirepoix, and that was the start to the soup. I can't wait to take a bite. It's going to be so warm and delicious on a cold winter day. It's so warm and delicious. I can really taste the celery too. Okay, celery friends. It's such a healthy snack. We have one more fun activity for you to try at home today. We are going to make celery snack creations. So I looked through my kitchen, found my celery. The stem is the part that we eat, of course. I'm going to use cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, chives, raisins, cream cheese, put all these ingredients together to make a fun little celery creation. You can collaborate with members of your family, work together, practice your kitchen skills, your safe knife skills to make whatever creative things your heart desires. And then at the very end of the project, you get to eat it. Okay, so the ingredients I have to work with, starting with the celery stems, of course. I also have raisins, I have some chives, strawberries, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and this cream cheese I'm going to use as a glue to hold things together. So I'm going to get creating.